Another breakdown, but at least was able to manage it a little bit better on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world famous Meatball Dog.
Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Okay, here I am at the Petro in Joplin, Missouri. Yesterday, when I was down in Katy, Texas, before I had to go to the Igloo to pick up, went to go start the truck and it shut down immediately. And I figured, usually that means one thing, low coolant level. So yeah, I opened up the engine and looked, and yeah, my coolant level was really low. So I bought more coolant, filled it back up, started up, everything was fine. There's a big pool of coolant on the ground. Been running the APU for like 18 hours. And well, I filled it up. I thought, okay, well, let me limp up the road a little bit, see what I see. Got to Hillsboro, Texas, checked, and the level was still good. So it doesn't seem to be leaking while I'm driving. So wasn't sure what the thing could be. Could be APU lines, could be just a kind of a cold leak thing that when the engine shut off and it cools down, that when it's hot and running, it kind of self-seals itself. So got here to the Petro and they did a pressure test on it. Turns out it's my water pump. They called around, they found one nearby. So here's another $1,000 I'm gonna have to spend. At least I got here at 5:15 a.m. Checked in, the mechanics weren't showing up till 7, so I got my shower. But you can see he's already over there working on it, pulling the old water pump off while they went and got the new one. So here's some, you have to take the boot off, there's a lot of parts there. So he's working on it now. Hopefully it won't take too long. I figure probably a few hours at least though. Alright, there you can see, right there is the newer water pump right there, next to the other part it has to go into, and another view right there underneath. That's the new one, baby. Okay, so 6 hours later after checking in for service and $1,100 later, finally all repaired. So, good news is, this is where home, I try to be positive. Didn't break down on the side of the road. That's good. Because, you know, towing and road calls, forget about it. Forget about it. You'll forget about it. There's the good news. So I was kind of able to schedule this in a way, and we're repaired. But it's another $1,100 I was not counting on. And I need to replace my left steer tire. And I was going to try to do that this week. After maybe having just about 2 weeks without any major repair. What do you think? Well, now I just had to spend $1,100. But they were able to get the water pump locally. They were able to do it. They got me in and out this morning. I'm glad I came all the way up to the Joplin Petro here in Joplin, Missouri, because they tend to have a little bit better grade of mechanics who actually know what the hell they're doing. So he did a good job. I tipped him. I always, when a mechanic does a good job for me in a timely manner, I always tip him. I always, hand him like $20. Say, hey, have a couple beers on me there. What do you think? I just think that's the right thing to do, and as Wilfred Brimley says, the tasty way to do it. So anyway, yeah, wasn't planning on that. I'm gonna check the Sapp Brothers in Harrisonville, Kansas on my way up, or is that Missouri? I guess it's Missouri, just south of Kansas City, that I'll be going through probably tomorrow morning, because I still need to get that steer tire replaced. I rotated it when I did the ABS issue on my steer axle, like almost 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, something like that. So I got at least a little more life out of it, but it's getting to the point where I got to replace it. So, like I say, now it's just more stuff I wasn't counting on. Since I've been working with Elliot at L on Wheels, nothing against him, but pretty much all the money I've made has just all gone into repairs. I haven't been able to bring any money home to the family. And that's, that's the nature of trucking. A lot of that was scheduled stuff that I've been putting off, like tires and the brake drums and the brake pads and blah, 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 just all added up, and then things kept happening. So I'm just trying to catch up and actually bring some money to the family. So now I've got to just stay out here and keep working. But I'm working on a few things right now. Actually, will put me back through the house. I wasn't planning on that, but there's a good load picking up just south of Minneapolis, going back to Cheyenne. I'm trying to work on one with Coyote now. I'm going back and forth with them on the whole counter offer thing, and it looks like they've just countered again. I'll have to check my email here. And then if I can get the one from Glen Rock back to Wisconsin again, that load's been doing really good for me. So, trying to do all that. So sitting here at the Joplin 44 in Joplin, Missouri. It's just like the Iowa 81 in off the exit 284. See, truck drivers, we always know the exits in Walcott, Iowa. It's a sister place to that. Again, a big, huge building, tons of chrome, lots of stuff you can waste your money on. But I got a good parking spot. Took Rusty out, and grass for him. He's happy. So we're just trying to get some things worked out, because I deliver this load of Igloo coolers that I picked up down there in Katy, Texas, Sunday morning, 5 a.m. And I did book another load, picked up noon, picks up at noon, just south of Minneapolis, cereal, going back to Cheyenne. I've done that load before. I did it with Whitestones when I worked for him, worked for Mark, and I called them up and said, look, I've done this load for you before. It was just a different carrier. I'm with this new carrier. Will you slide us in and give us some cheese there? What do you think? And they're willing to work with us. So I got that. Trying to work on another Coyote one that goes up into Montana and then down to Powell, Wyoming. If I can make that work, then I can pick up the Glen Rock one again, going back to Wisconsin, and maybe make some actual scratch this week. What do you think? All right, so wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I didn't think I'd have a big breakdown and repair and all that again. But so here you go. I've been up for like well over 24 hours, like banging on like 29 hours. Always reminds me of the gung ho when Michael Keaton says, hey, look, I could jump in a car and be down there in like 29 hours. At least I had extra time on this run, so I was able to get the repair done. I were able to get the part, try to be positive, think of all the positive, and I'll be able to make my delivery on time and everything else. And I still got to take a longer break today, and I don't deliver till 5 a.m. Sunday morning in Menominee, Menominee, Wisconsin. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yep, just a little quick update. We got repaired. All right, so now we're still going to make our delivery on time in Menominee. You have no idea what Sesame Street is, do you? Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days or longer. Like in this case, when I've been dealing with breakdowns, because I'm a working truck driver. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Oh, we know that you are kind of their leader, but we would like to offer you a position, your first managerial position, as employee liaison. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is great. All right, down here, come on. Oh, and there it goes. There you go, all over it. All over that bacon strip. Yeah, baby. He's been waiting all day for that. He knew it was coming. He got a bark at the mechanic the whole time he was working on the truck, so he should be sleeping good today. Yeah, you were just barking your little head off, weren't you? Yep, somebody's near my truck. What's going on? I've got to bark at them constantly. Oh, yes. I'm sure the mechanics just love that. Because I always say, can I leave the dog in the truck? And they're like, yeah, oh, yeah, that's fine. And of course, then Rusty just barks his head off the whole time. They're trying to work on my truck and fix it. I think in a way, it might make them fix it a little faster. What do you think? Yeah. It's not a bad thing. I see some crumbs down there, Rusty. I see crumbs. You got them all? There's a couple more. Look down. Sniff them out, baby. I see them right there. They're right there. See? See, look, crumbs. You gotta eat those up. All right. Happy dog look. Come on, Rusty. Well, now you find.